to another edition of Bizarro World, the case of Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell versus the state of Idaho. Today, we're going to take a look at Lori Vallow. Where is she now? Along with, yes, believe it or not, more strange motions by Lori Vallow's attorney of record, Mr. Means, and the strange requests that he is asking for now. And we'll see where everything is as of today. Thank you for joining me today. Where is she? Well, it is official. Lori Vallow has been removed from the county jail where she was housed up until this past week. She has been moved off from there to the state mental hospital in Idaho for her restorative care. She was transported, and she, since they do not have her on record as of receiving the COVID-19 shots, there is no jail records that she received them there, nor did she receive them at any other institution or place of incarceration, since being extradited back from Hawaii. So she will be in a 14-day lockdown quarantine period after she arrived there last Friday. So that would start the 14 days of quarantine for Lori Vallow. At that point, if she has no symptoms or shows no signs of actually having COVID-19, she will then be released to the general population. But general population being released to that is, well, not that great for Lori. Let's just say Lori's in for a rough spell, because they're at the state mental hospital. Their protocol is for the first 7 days, they call it a grace period of trying to get to familiar with the actual day-to-day routines. She will have someone shadowing her 24 hours a day. She will be, closely watched to make sure she follows the routine. Any outbursts, any acting up, any disobedience at all will not be tolerated at all on the behalf of Lori Vallow. They are very strict on the actual rules and the routine that she must adhere by. If she refuses medication or to eat or anything, it all goes against her, and they take away privileges and other things that she may have had. And believe me, she will have a tiny, tiny bit of, freedom, and fun or relaxation away from the day-to-day routine. Time where it's more reflection than anything else. That is what her, free time would basically be. But if she acts up, she won't get that reflection time. She will just get additional lockdown time in her actual room, away from everybody. So that is where Lori Vallow is. Now, on to the even more bizarre requests of Mr. Means, her attorney. Well, Mr. Means again went into court. Instead of following the protocol, which would be to either pick up the telephone and call the DA, Mr. Wood in this case, or the DA's office, and speak with either a clerk or another lawyer or somebody else in the actual office, he decided, well, I'm not getting what I want right now, and I'll be damned if I'm going to be denied. He went straight from his office to the actual courthouse and filed a motion to compel, saying that he has not received any of the information about the homicide case yet, or documentation on the homicide case. He filed a motion to compel. Basically, what a motion of compel is asking the court to make the DA's office compel in giving him the information. What did we have happen a couple weeks ago in this case that is very particular and that we need to focus on first? Mr. Means, you're the attorney on record here for Lori Vallow. You had her evaluated for mental health. She was found to be incompetent to stand trial or to aid in her own defense. The court then, shortly after that, put a hold on the case. By putting a hold on the case, that means that nothing in the case goes forward. No more hearings, no more compelling of evidence. Nothing has to happen at all, unless you're Mr. Means. Mr. Means, like a spoiled little brat, said, darn it, I'm not getting what I want, and it's all about me and my client. I know there's this hold on the case, but I want that information now. So he went into court and said, I want the court to compel the DA to give me the information. I know there's a hold in this case. They don't have to give it to me in any particular time frame at all, but I want it now. I want it now. And then he decided on his own, after filing that motion, to go to a local office supply store. And for $186, he purchased a hard drive, a digital hard drive for a computer, to get the records transferred over to it. Then he drove round trip approximately 7 hours, according to the affidavit that he filed with the court in his supplemental motion. So it's a motion, a supplement to the actual motion, the first one he filed, saying that he had driven, and all this time to go back and forth between the actual DA's office and his office, and that he wanted to be compensated at that for 728 miles at 58 cents a mile, plus 2 hours for visiting with his client. He also wants to be compensated for the 11 and a half hours that he spent working on this case, and he wants the state of Idaho, to pay him right now, today, $4,346.06. He wants the state to pay that. But he's not only asking the state to pay it, he's asking them to take that money away from the DA's office and their budget and pay it to him, because they haven't done what he wanted in a timely manner. There is a hold on this case. Nothing is going forward in this case, but Mr. Means wants that money now, and he wants those documents now. By driving to the actual DA's office, he didn't get the actual digital copies of the records that he was requesting that day, because he didn't call them ahead of time to make sure that the records would be ready. He also didn't call to see if they were in court or if they would even be in the office that day. But this is Mr. Means. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the type of attorney who is defending Lori Vallow on the serious charges of killing her children. This is a kind of man who has a license to practice law in the state of Idaho. Yeah. So that's where we are as of today. Lori Vallow has left the jail and is now at the state mental hospital. Mr. Means has requested, compensation for $4,346.06. Good luck with that. At $325 an hour for 11 and a half hours of work. The state compensation for public defenders is not even remotely close to $100 an hour. And he knew he was going to be taking a huge cut in pay by staying on as her public defender. He agreed to that cut in pay. He couldn't possibly believe that he's really going to get this, would he? But that's where we're at. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, do all those things that YouTube, says that you need to do.